These literally just showed up at my doorstep 2 minutes ago. I am Iron Man. No, this is not what we're talking about today. We're talking about my other obsession. Let's get into it.
You know the type of guy that was a jock in high school but ended up becoming a huge nerd? You know, someone that's not afraid to make a fool of themselves on the internet. And someone that likes to shoot Polaroid a little too much. Did I say huge nerd? You know, just an ordinary, everyday guy. Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris.
Welcome to the video. This is going to be an interesting one. It's not about a Guitar Hero or video gaming at all, but it is about music. And one day this will be signed by Freddie Wong. I'm still waiting. I actually don't really drink soda often. So I have a lot of different, hobbies and interests that, interest me. I like building with Lego. As you can see up there, there's a Lego set on top of the soda machine up there. I also like, model building and 3D printing, shooting Polaroids and other instant film related stuff. But I don't share a lot of that with you guys. I kind of keep it to myself. But one of the other things that I haven't really shared or talked about before is my obsession with vinyl. Grown quite a bit in the last 6 months or so. I've even joined some monthly subscription type vinyl clubs. This one's by Black Box Record Club. And I have another one coming by Vinyl, I think it's called. I love music and I love analog, tangible things, especially the world I live in and my job. I do a lot of digital content creation for myself and others, and I stare at screens all the time, and it's nice to be able to turn all the screens off and still be able to have a little fun. I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s where it was physical media that dominated everywhere. We had cassette tapes and CDs. Right at the beginning of the 2000s, that's when the digital age of music started to happen. But there's something really nice about this, going over to here and pulling out an album like this one's by the Black Keys. Oh, that's so cool. Physically touching and feeling the music. You're just part of the process a little bit more. And it's really just cool to own. You physically have the music. I just think that's really cool. Maybe I'm just insane. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. There's just something about taking a vinyl, the feel of it, setting it down on the turntable, and you're physically moving that needle over. Just the whole process of it, it's very therapeutic for me, and I just get to turn off all the screens and just listen to music and relax. It's very rewarding. I started buying records, but not to play them, in high school. I would go to Goodwill and find, classic rock music like Van Halen and Led Zeppelin and AC/DC, etc. What I would do is I'd put them on my wall. I would basically ruin the records and just put them on the wall and have this really cool retro look in my bedroom. And then when I moved out of my parents' house, I moved into an apartment, and then I moved out of that place and I moved into here, the secret bunker under Mall of America. And in my spare bedroom, I put those records back up on the wall, ruining them even further. They stayed there for a couple of years. Then I had a friend move in with me, needed a place to stay for a little while, so I took all those off the wall and then just stored them away. Never went back up on the wall or even touched again. Well, in the last 6 months or so, I've been buying so much more vinyl. And I gotta tell you, man, it's expensive. Why do I have to have these expensive hobbies? Shooting Polaroid is expensive enough. But I digress. But I really wasn't taking it seriously, but now, where I have the vinyl in these sleeves, protecting them from damage, making sure they're gonna last for a long time. And then I decided to get rid of a big shelf that I had here because I really wanted to store the vinyl there and have anywhere else to do it, and the shelf was warping and I had to get a new turntable and the lid wouldn't open up all the way. I would have to pull it out and then lift it. It was a nightmare. So I decided to kind of come up with this idea as a semi-temporary solution. I'm gonna be tweaking it as I go. But let me go back to those records I had when I was a kid, thinking they were all trashed. I sorted them incorrectly. They were stacked on each other, just thrown in a shelf, and a lot of them were on the wall, so they're all scratched up. The covers aren't taken care of because they were pinned to the wall. I didn't know any better then, because at the time I had no intention to actually listen to them. I just wanted to display them. Well, I decided to pull all those out and look them over, and I gotta say, the majority of them are actually still in good condition. I haven't listened to all of them, but I have a stack over here, and one of them being, I want to say it's one of the first pressings of Led Zeppelin 4. Now, that's just from my research, and I may not be totally accurate on that. I'm still learning a lot of the vintage style vinyl. I collect way different than most vinyl people do, or vinyl collectors. I actually don't go for the vintage stuff. I tend to buy the newer stuff. Reasons maybe I can get into a future video if you guys want to see more stuff like this. But I have a whole bunch of my original records from when I was a kid that are potentially still good. And I can't wait to try all of them out. But I never thought there would be a day where my art that was hanging on my wall, that I would actually take the time to appreciate it in its original intent, which is to be played. And if you don't know, Led Zeppelin 4 has Stairway to Heaven. I'll just show you a couple of the other ones just because why not? I got all these at Goodwill back in the day, and I paid like $2 or sometimes like 50 cents for some of these. ZZ Top Afterburner. I wasn't after like particular albums at the time. I was after just my favorite bands of that time, and I loved ZZ Top, so I found, you know, a bunch of these. This is Journey, yeah, which actually has Don't Stop Believing on it. It's pretty sweet. Oh yeah, there we go. I paid $1.95 for this one. Here's a best of ZZ Top, Steve Miller Band, Eagles, Desperado. We got some Def Leppard, another Def Leppard, Aerosmith. This one I don't know if it's gonna play, but I love Aerosmith, so I'm hoping that it'll play right. It's slightly warped. We got some George Harrison, Bob Marley and the Wailers, another ZZ Top, John Fogerty. This is Centerfield, but I don't know what happened to the album cover. I don't know. We got some Dire Straits. We got some Santana. We got Journey. We got Van Halen 2. We got Van Halen 1. We got another ZZ Top. We got Boston. I just love this cover. I've always loved space stuff, as you guys know. So this cover I always thought was freaking sweet. We got some Eric Clapton, best of. And then we got Heart, Dark Side of the Moon. Actually, I got this from a friend recently because the one I bought for myself, which was a repressing, ended up getting damaged during a move one time. I told a friend that, he said, I have an extra vintage one you can have it. I'm like, sweet. So there it is. That one isn't from when I was a kid. And that's it. That was all the ones that were potentially still playable and in, you know, decent condition. This was a birthday gift to myself this year. They gave me a 30-some% off discount, entire purchase on their website for my birthday. And I was like, you know, son of a gun, I think I will get this thing. Even though I already technically owned the first release. It's interesting to see the difference in quality of vintage versus like modern vinyl. The pressing, that's a whole other conversation. Some people swear by vintage is better than like modern stuff. The vintage vinyl is so thin, it's kind of floppy. Moderns are not. Plus, there's two versions of modern ones where there's the 180 gram. They're freaking plates. But I've never, like I said, I've never really been taking vinyl that seriously until, you know, recent times. So it's been really, really rewarding to learn like how to take your hobby kind of that next level and to a new appreciation, like how to clean them, how to handle them, how to store them, you know, how to package them, keep dust out and all that sort of thing, as well as, you know, learning the players and things like that. It's been really fun. My music tastes kind of vary all over the place. I have a bin up here of like the new arrivals, ones I've just purchased and haven't listened to yet. But up here I've got, you know, Metallica and Shinedown, all the way down to freaking Billie Eilish. That's a long story why I have this album. It's actually pretty good though. But I've been trying to find bands that I liked when I was a kid. Remember Eve 6? Whew, yeah, I got a couple of theirs. But I've been finding like a lot of vinyl, once it's out and that's it. And they don't really make anymore or repress them. So the prices kind of triple and quadruple really, really fast. So FOMO on vinyl, I've been feeling it hard, and which has caused me to spend a lot of money on it. So I still got a lot of work to do in this area. I don't have anything up on the wall up there. I've got a fun idea for it. Who knows, I might make a video about that. We'll see, I'm not sure. I don't know how much of this vinyl type content I'll include on this channel, so please let me know if you had any interest or enjoyed this or want to see more stuff like this in the future. And if you are a vinyl collector, or even just a music enthusiast yourself, leave me some band recommendations down below of records that I should listen to. Don't worry, this isn't going to be taken over. We'll be going back to our regular scheduled programming of instant photography and other retro filmmaking type stuff soon. And this is a very super casual, super random video of the day, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Let me share my other hobby with you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Now get out there, make some art, maybe listen to some music while you're out there.